So, hello everyone. So today I'm going to give you guys some updates on my Man vs. Train 3 redub. Now, one thing I should mention is that a while back, I did the first two Man vs. Train videos, and Pinocchio, and you guys really seem to like them, so I figured that why not do the third one? So, Pinocchio, and I decided that every time there's a new Man vs. Train video, I decided that I would do a redub of it. But one thing I decided is that I decided that I would wait a while until I announced redubs of them, and that's what I did for the third one. You know, I waited a bit to announce well, pretty much, what I'm trying to say is that I waited a bit to announce a redub of the third one, and pretty much, yeah. Also, by the way, I just want to say thank you so much to my friend Damien for helping me with my Man vs. Train redubs. I really appreciate it, since Damien is the one that makes the instrumentals for them. And speaking of which, he was the one that made the instrumental for the third one. So pretty much, yeah. And I just want to say, Damien is also one of the main voice actors in these redubs, since Damien, he voices Pat in them, or Postman Pat, I should say. So pretty much, yeah. Speaking of which, now let's get on to the updates. So the first update I'll talk about is something I kind of already talked about, or kind of already just mentioned, and that is the instrumentals. Now, thankfully, and I just want to say thank you so much again to my friend Damien, since Damien made the instrumental for the third one. So pretty much, yeah. So that's a good one at least. Well, that's a good thing at least. And speaking of things, speaking of the redub, I already technically started working on this redub, since that's one thing I was doing today. Is I started working on it, since even though I can't really finish the redub, well, right now I can't really finish it too much. But all I did so far was I recorded my lines. Which, speaking of lines, that reminds me of our second and final update. So the second and final update of this video is lines. I've gotten 3 people's lines so far. However, 2 of the 3 people's lines in particular, it didn't really turn out the way I expected. What I mean by that is, the people's lines I'm talking about in particular are the people that's voicing Gordon and Brum. So pretty much, the people that's voicing Gordon and Brum, mainly, well, pretty much mainly those 2, but let me explain. So for the person that's voicing Gordon, his lines didn't really turn out the way I expected it. That's because, well, when you listen to his lines, what I'm trying to say is that I couldn't really understand him that well. So, like I said, to me, he sounded a bit too quiet, and of course, I know sometimes I sound quiet in my lines, but that's why I try to make sure that I try to sound loud, you get what I'm saying. But pretty much, yeah. And then for the person that voices Brum, his lines were a bit they weren't too loud either. But in this case, for Brum's lines, I like I said, I needed them extra loud, because in the video itself, Brum yells at the characters, mainly Pat and Bob. So pretty much, yeah, like I said. So that's why for those 2 in particular, I would need them to be different. For Brum, I would need him to his lines to be yelling more, if that makes sense. And then pretty much for Gordon's voice, I would need him to be a bit more louder too, but not like Rome's voice actor, where it's yelling, but what I'm trying to say is that I would need to be able to hear, if you know what I'm saying. So pretty much, yeah. And the final thing I should mention about lines is the only other people I'm missing lines from is people I'm not really sure about if they will be taking part in this redub or not. Them being the people that's voicing Brum. Sorry, not Brum. I already mentioned about Brum, but Bob, I meant to say. So the people that's voicing Bob, Amy Wigglesworth, and Lucifer, I'm not really sure if they're voicing in this or not, since I know a while back when I first announced this redub, me and Damien, we talked to some people on Discord. Pretty much we talked to some people on Discord and asked if they wanted to voice in this, and I don't think we really got an exact answer from them. So, like I said, I can't really remember what they said. So, like I said, either way, that's why I'm not really sure about those 3 characters in particular. So for those, pretty much for those 3 characters, I might need to find new voice actors for. I don't know yet exactly, but I figured I'd mention that. So pretty much, yeah, like I said, hope you guys understand, and hope you guys are ready for the redub. Also, one thing I should mention is that the only other person I got lines from so far was the person that's voicing Henry, and his lines turned out good. So just to recap, I would need the voice actor of Gordon and Brum to redo their lines, and if I don't get an exact if I don't get what I'm trying to say is that for the other 3 voice actors, if I don't get confirmation that they're going to be voicing in this or not, then I might need to find new voice actors for Bob, Amy Ringelsworth, and Lucifer. So open out chat, like I said. But besides that, hope you guys understand, and I hope you guys are ready for the redub. And put in chat, like I said before in this video, there's two things I'll mention. First thing is that I'm sorry if I accidentally got words mixed up. And second thing is, I'm sorry if I accidentally said something about a mistake. Anyways, guys, prompt holiday. Same as yeah. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Bye.